everyone. Happy Twin Tuesday.
Happy Twin Tuesday. Woo, woo.
Dr. Johanna here.
Dr. Madeline.
And we are your awesome twin chiropractors at Atlas Chiropractic Center located in
sunny St. Petersburg, Florida, where we see your whole family.
Yes.
And we specialize on pregnant and postpartum mamas though, but we do take care of your whole family. If you can hear our little mascot who's trying to move her camera right now. We have Dakota is with us today. He just is much lower than the camera.
Yeah. He's in the house. He's saying hi to everybody. So it's a special Tuesday for sure. All right, so what are we chatting about today?
Well, as you're hopping on, say hey, drop some emojis down. If you are catching a replay, say replay so we make sure we don't miss you. We love all of y'all and appreciate you being on here. We're talking today about what we see little ones, babies, kiddos for. Oh my goodness, hold on. What we see little ones for that maybe, especially like maybe you've taken your kid to other places and they're just kind of stumped or not really sure what to do to help. Just some different things that we're good at that maybe you might not think about.
Yeah, so we obviously see a lot of kiddos in our office, which is so fun and so awesome. We love to check them, but some people may think like, why would my baby or why would my child need to be adjusted? As I'm saying that, my child runs his head into the tripod. That can be a reason. So through the first year of life, there's a lot of milestones and developmental things that happen with kids, right?
Yep.
And we want to make sure that they are hitting those milestones the best that they can during that time frame. And it's okay if there's a little delay or something like that because each child is different. But when those milestones happen, like starting to sit up and to roll over and to crawl and to walk, there's a lot of bumps that come along. There's a lot of bumps that come alongside with that. So anytime there's an impact to the body absorbs that stress, and that can cause one bone in your spine or a couple of bones in your spine to get all kinked and jammed out of alignment, which can then result in tight muscles. It can result in the baby or the little one developing more on one side versus the other. It can just also result in a overstimulation of the child's nervous system that may need to be reset to help them just be more balanced.
Yeah, so when we say we see kids in our office for certain things, I don't want to get confused that we treat these certain things. What we're doing as chiropractors and when we're assessing the kiddos is we're seeing where there's stress on the spine. And when there's stress on the spine, it affects your nervous system, and your nervous system literally controls every single thing in your body. So by taking the stress off of that, it allows your nervous system or their nervous system to work at an easier rate like it's supposed to keep us balanced so we can heal faster and just operate better because it's there to keep us alive and to keep us moving and all that stuff. So that's what we're doing. And then we see usually these symptoms get a lot better or resolve totally.
Yeah, and a great example I think is usually the first bone that gets jammed and misaligned in the spine is the first time your spine usually gets misaligned is when the baby is coming through the birth canal, no matter if that's like vaginally or through a C-section, and that can cause additional stress on the spine. That bone, the top bone, the neck, that is the most common one to misalign during this process, that compresses the nerves that go into the head and face. So if there's nerve compression in that area, you're not going to get proper drainage from the ear. As your baby's young and develops into a child and then into adult, the ear canal changes direction. And so if there's compression here and there's not enough nerve flow and there's not enough drainage, a lot of kids get that back up and they get ear infections. So just a simple chiropractic adjustment can balance the spine here, releasing pressure on the nerves, allowing for proper drainage to happen, which has, I think, really helped a lot of kids actually prevent from getting tubes and that kind of thing. So there's just like a variety of things that can happen. That's one big thing that we see in the office.
Yeah, so ear infections. I think for like really little ones, one big thing that we do see as well is we help with colic and acid reflux.
Yes.
Really well. And I know parents are always blown away by this one. They're like, what can you possibly do for like that throwing up or spitting up or like really bad digestive issues? And your nerves control everything, guys. So like if there's really a lot of stress, especially, this is clearly an adult, but especially like in this area, just think where that like those like muscles are that help you spit up and stuff like that. Like we're working on that. We're working on those digestive nerves that come out to that digestive area. And of course we talk about other things as well. We'll always talk about diet with you and kind of consult about that. But usually with, goodness, we've had a few lately that have had some pretty bad acid reflux and colic, and the babies are just miserable, which makes it really hard for the parents. It's really miserable for the parents, and able to get them to where they're a little bit more comfortable at home and calm, and allows, again, their body to just heal and work the way it's designed to, and makes their life better and more enjoyable, makes parents' life better and more enjoyable. And too, like, I don't know any parent that is like, I want my kid to be on a bunch of drugs forever. So it allows them, if your pediatrician had given them certain things for the acid reflux or colic, it allows them at some point to hopefully come off of that as well. Of course, with consulting with your pediatrician, but you know, like I said, I don't know any parent that's like, I want my kids to be on drugs forever or for a long time. So it can usually help with that.
Yeah, so obviously chiropractic is a great wellness option. It's a great thing to have in like your wellness arsenal in your back pocket to make sure that the child is developing and thriving. I mean, your nerves control every bone, organ, cell, tissue in the body. So to have proper nerve flow and have your nervous system perform at 100% will allow and promote proper development, proper growth, decrease the risk of scoliosis, improve so many functional things that can happen with a little child. And these could be things that do drive you to your pediatrician. Your pediatrician's kind of like, they're fine, like they'll outgrow it or something like that. That should never, I mean, by all means, if you're not okay with that, do due diligence and find another answer or find someone that can either confirm that or can give you some things to do to help improve that child's life.
Yeah, anytime any person, whether it's a newborn or 100+ years old, has some sort of symptom, it is your body's way of telling you something's off and something's not working right and it needs more TLC. So that doesn't, I mean, I by all means totally get that sometimes those things go away.
Yeah.
If you didn't necessarily do anything though, it doesn't mean you fixed the problem that caused it. Maybe you just suppressed it for a little bit longer and it's going to come back in a different way or worse later. If you have something that your body is expressing, it's telling you for a reason, so figuring out why and working on it will actually help solve that versus just waiting for it to go away or throwing some sort of symptom management at it, which would be like, you know, a medication, a drug or something like that. And we talk about all the time, you have to figure out what that looks like for your family and what you're comfortable with and how you want to approach your health and wellness. By all means, we don't make that decision for you. But if you're somebody, you're like, yeah, I really want to get to the root cause of this. I don't want to keep throwing these drugs or medication at it, or I don't want it to just go away and know that it's not really fixed, then we have some options for you.
Yeah, so just to kind of wrap it up, like, I think some things that you could look at as a parent or as a loved one to these young kiddos, and that could be like as a, you know, as a parent, a step parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, anything like that, is, you know, check the baby's posture. If the baby has a head tilt or a turn, or they always favor to look to one side and they don't seem to do it to the other side, those are indications that there's spinal misalignment. If a baby only wants to perform a task to one side, that's an indication that there's stress on the nervous system. If the baby does actually have symptoms like chronic ear infections, acid reflux, silent reflux, indigestion, diarrhea, constipation, bedwetting, those kind of things, that's an indication that there is stress on the nervous system because that's telling us something is going on. And then the other thing that I did want to note as far as something that you can check for is obviously the other thing is for like really small babies that are still nursing, if they're only nursing more so on one side or in one position, if you're doing a bottle, that is another indication there's stress on the nervous system and there could be a misalignment in the spine. So there could be all kinds of different things that we need to check for on our end to get some improvement to get you to the goal that you're looking for. So those are just like some things that you can pay attention to.
Yeah, so definitely just paying attention to, realizing that we do adjust kiddos and infants differently. It's definitely different than adults. I think a lot of people wonder if it's safe. It's definitely safe. And just paying attention. If you think like you want to just get them checked to find out, you can bring them in. We don't adjust them if they don't need adjusted. We always tell you beforehand. All that stuff we do recommend. I think it's just a good one. We do recommend if, especially like there's a certain age where they're kind of like, I don't really know you, so I'm not gonna let you touch me type of thing. They understand. Normally they go to the doctor's office and it's not super fun for them. Bring them in just a couple times, especially if you're a patient, just to get comfortable with us and see us. So then later down the line, they will actually let us check them and adjust them if they need adjusted and stuff like that, getting them familiar with their surroundings.
But we're used to working with all kinds of different kiddos, so don't let that run you away if that's the case. So we're kid friendly for sure. Yeah, so think about it.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Have a good one.